Well, let's get Rampart.
Grimner versus Sandalphon.
Sandalphon. Have a good night, Rampart. Showed up to say good night. I appreciate that. Thank you, made it up myself. Best combo in the game. 100% guaranteed chance of killing. That's why Grimnir's install is the best in the game. Aqua was right all along.
Here begins Fate's episode.
Anila
versus Grimner.
What the hell?
Battle 2. Engage.
Oh yeah, good evening. My apologies for the bit later start than usual. Ole. Why'd I press 2L instead of 2H? Man, he is really trying to get that to work. We are going to win or lose by the overhead. Cause that's I got sad putting him in the Met here. But I'm pretty sure even just about every able player, despite probably all not being happy I put him there, probably all have to agree that he does belong there. Trust me, I did not put him there because I wanted to. But he really is kind of just meh, unfortunately, by design.
Battle 2. Engage. Great.
Now this is only the first game, so. So no Sieg's good. Later start today. I apologize. I appreciate that. That's why I was late. I was getting a cut. Turns out really difficult to get a haircut plan for a Wednesday. So Wednesday evening it was, and so here I am. Here I am, starting stream late, but with a fresh cut of hair.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
Oh, what the fuck? It's important sometimes, probably. Oh, that's fine though. Wednesday ends up being a bit shorter anyway. So if that happens, then it just ends up being a short stream. It's okay. But yeah, how you doing? How you guys doing though? How's your guys' weeks going so far? Ow. Oh. One thing though, I have always been a massive fan of, and still am to this day about this game, is the big old boom effects when you hit someone with the counter hit heavy. A big shift around, that might suck. That ain't good. Hopefully you're enjoying watching Bleach though. I was watching Jujutsu Kaisen earlier. This is the furthest I have made it into. This is the furthest I've made into Jujutsu Kaisen. So. So maybe this time I'll actually fully catch up.
Here begins Fate's episode. Zeta versus Grimner. Believe in victory.
Episode 2. After this I can tell you exactly what episode I'm on. I can pull a Crunchyroll on my phone.
Battle 2. Engage.
What do you mean I got logged out of my account? Okay. I don't wall bounce no more. Don't worry, Zeta. I know how it feels. Yeah, apparently I gotta log in again. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna log in. I'm just gonna pull it up on my computer since that's what I was watching it on earlier. Okay, I am on episode 25.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage. Great.
Our trio just each killed their own super mega ultra mega super omega awesome super duper etc curse. I know it's special grade. I don't care.
Battle 2. Engage. Great.
Boo, you're doing old combos. Quit doing old combos, do new combos. And once I'm caught up on that, then I will begin Haikyuu. What's up, Rufus? Siegfried still in the game? Unfortunately, yes. I mean, the battles have definitely gotten cooler. I recorded the video earlier today talking about the Arc World Tour and all the different and all the players. Unfortunately, I only had to bring up Siegfried one time, so that made me happy. What is that animation on Grim Super? So that's him realizing he messed up his lines, and then asked for a few things. One, he asked for a do-over. So one of them is yelling, "Do over! Do over! Do over!" And then another one is "No, I messed up my line." So that's another one. And then another one is "Sweetheart! I meant to say sweetheart!" So that's what the extra animation is, and you unlock that by holding the X button whenever you do the tornado super, and you get the follow-up animation after the tornado. If you hold the X button when you do it, then you get the screaming follow-up. This one. It's so good. Best part is killing people with it too. That's what that is the best times. You die like you literally died as your opponent is screaming, "Sweetheart! I meant to say sweetheart."
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
It's like that's hilarious. Rip my 2-1 for you. Rip his 2-1 for you. Actually, that's not a 2-1 for you. That's a 6-2-3. Never mind. Never mind. And I'll do the hydrate momentarily.
Battle 2.
Doo-doo-doo. Soma! That's what stuff we said. Where do you think you're rolling? Confirm. I really hate this character. Holy shit, dude. He was right in front of me.
You cheated.
How'd I cheat? Trust me, if I cheated, that shit would have hit. That shit would have hit if I cheated. Fuck you.
Battle 3. Engage.
Fair enough. Freedom! Die, motherfucker! It's like, I'm out! I'm back!
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
Yeah, this is really cool. What? I may or may not try to at least walk out of the corner. Bad idea. And that he does.
Battle 2. Engage.
Alright, he's really cool and he's really strong. No, I do not think he is top 8. As for those of you guys who haven't seen yet, I dropped the tier list earlier today on my YouTube channel. Go ahead and check that out. But I had him. I think I had him as high tier, not top 8. Okay. Quit being a sucker. No, I'm joking. I wouldn't exactly call mine the best to say the least, but I appreciate it. Literally today. Literally today.
ここぞという時にかっこいいセリフを言うと数倍増しでかっこよく聞こえるんだよな。今度俺も口数を少なくしてみるのも試してみようかな。
Grimnir's voice actor. Yeah. Yeah, so literally the most recent video. How goes the Granny in Blue tonight? It's going okay. What's good? What's good with you, Zambi? How was work? I need you to do a set play video? What do you mean you need me to do a set play video? Set play on what? Like a video on the mindset of a set play player, or what do you mean? That sounds kind of interesting, I'm not gonna lie. That kind of sounds like a fun video to make. Definitely playing slightly. GG's definitely playing slightly worse today. If this feels like a preemptive day. Like you aren't reacting to things. You're just assuming they are going to happen, so you just do them. I did notice you rolling more often. Just doing random callouts. Or a few ultimate orbs where you think I'm going to do something, and then I just sit there. Just popped in a fast stream for the tail end of his last P run. He was doing so good worker pays until No, not on Manus. Oh, god damn it. Not on Manus. That is so unfortunate. As things that as worse as people seem to think. I mean, it's possible. I mean it is very possible that I'm giving her too much credit putting her as high tier, but it's a little early to say for her. But it is definitely a real possibility that she is lower than what I put, or especially lower than where Shostan put her. But that one's going to be, that along with Elsa is going to be more subjective and something that's going to come later. That's going to be a bigger question later on. Always played Grim vs. Voss and the VAs are Shinzi and Gendo. Voice actors go hard. Need to sleep for work tomorrow, so I can't stay for stream. Hope you have a great time in gallery practice. Appreciate that comment, and no worries. Appreciate you stopping by and saying hi. Hope you have a good night and best of luck with work tomorrow. That's fair, though. It's honestly a similar thing with Percival. Like I have Percival as a borderline top 10 character right now, or like a near the end top 10 character, and the only reason I don't have him higher is because he really does not like this meta. Like this meta sucks for him. Like he has everything he needs pretty much to be a top 10 character for sure. But he's on the fringe because he's so strong, but because he hates this meta so much. Honestly, basically, whether you're high tier or not or whether you're top tier versus high tier, pretty much can literally all depend entirely on how well you do into like the top 4, top 5 characters. If you do well into them, you're going to be like a top tier pick. If you don't do well, or you're really bad into them, you're at best going to end up being a high tier pick. So it kind of varies on that sense. Okay, can't look entirely based on how strong the character themselves are, but the matchups into the meta do have to play somewhat a part when looking into that kind of thing. But at the same time, though, honestly, depending on the person you ask, it may or may not affect them at all. Like when it comes to tier lists, besides being subjective, of course, since if you made a tier list, odds are it's going to be different than my tier list, and then if you ask someone else to make a tier list, it'll be different, and someone else to make a tier list, it'll be different, etc., etc. Repeat on and on. Right, but when it comes to tier lists, though, not only is it going to be different because of the person, because they might have a different opinion on how strong a certain character is, but some people will also look at tier lists in a different sense of they believe a certain character, or they believe a certain trait should play a part in it. So should character matchups play a part in it? Some people say yes, others say no. Should a character's difficulty play a part in it? Yes or no. Should a character's ceiling and floor play a difference? Yes or no. All these different things can change the way a tier list works or looks, based entirely around whether you think any of these things should matter. Like when I make a tier list, I don't look at character difficulty, but I know other people that do. Like during the time of Dragon Ball, when the fusion meta first started, I had Blue Goku as a borderline top 3 pick. Like, it was between him and Blue Gogeta as the 3rd best character in the game for me. And basically no one else, or basically a lot of people didn't, because when you're comparing them to the fusions of to all the fusion characters, he's way more difficult to do those things, or to do the things that they do. But if you're able to do those things, he was just as strong, if not stronger, in my opinion, at that time, to the likes of the Blue Gogeta and Red Gogeta. But a lot of people didn't see it that way because of how much more difficult he was compared to them. So it basically will all just come down to, what do you value? What do you value, and what do you think should matter on the when you make a tier list? And that's going to change from person to person. That's a discussion that we did quite some time ago. Never made into a YouTube video, but it was a discussion that we did on stream a few times. The discussion of, should difficulty matter when it comes to how strong the character is, right? And like I said, it varies depending on who you ask. And 2XKO, no one's caring about that in the slightest. Echo is only top 1 at the basically at the highest level, or that much better than everyone else at the highest level, along with Yasuo, because of the fact that they are harder than most other characters. But no one gives a damn about that, though, because everyone agrees, or most part, almost everyone agrees, they are top 2 in their own goddamn tier. But yeah, like I said, it varies. And there is no right or wrong answer. It's just what's right for you. Hence why your list is your list, and my list is my list. Hence they'll be top 1. Well, that was Yasuo pretty much. He got nerfed every single patch and was still an arguable top 1. And in some people's minds, Yasuo is the actual top 1, not Echo. So in some people's minds, Yasuo has been nerfed multiple times and is still top 1. My list personally has Echo as the top 1, but then again, they're the top 1 and 2 in their own tier for me, so so pick your poison. But they've both been nerfed many times and are both top 2 in their own tier. Take that as you will. Meanwhile, in this game, I don't think there's ever been a character that's been nerfed from top 1 to top 1 in this game. All right, I'm trying to think of all the top ones. So Nier got destroyed, right? So obviously not her. Belial, when he got nerfed, he went from top 1 to top 7. Beatrix, I guess technically could have been nerfed from top 1 to top 1, kind of. So Beatrix is probably the closest. Lowain is still in contention for a top one, so potentially him. So either Lowain or Beatrix is probably the closest. Since when they were both top one and they received and she received her nerfs, she was still an arguable top one. And Lowain just got nerfed, and honestly, he probably should be in contention for still top one. Him along with Matera and Voss are like for at least for me the undisputed top 3. In what order I might change it depending on the day, but in my opinion they are the undisputed top 3 currently in this game.
Here begins Fate's episode. Vayne versus Grimner.
Vayne. Yeah, because unfortunately both this game and also in 2XKO they keep giving compensation buffs. I don't know where this compensation buff thing started, but people really need to chill out with it. As 2XKO does it, this game's starting to do it. This game's doing it. We really need to chill out with these compensation buffs. It's like the reason they're being nerfed is because they are the best. So because they are the best, they should be just getting nerfed. Not they are the best and they need nerfs, but because we're scared that they might not be the best anymore, even though we're trying to make them not the best, we're gonna give them compensation buffs. And in some cases, some characters come out ahead.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
Ow. Ow.
Battle 2.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Engage.
Yeah, the compensation buff thing has got to go though. It's like we are nerfing top tiers. Why can't we just nerf top tiers? Then again, it kind of reminds me of a conversation I had. Well, not really much of a conversation. Of something I said and then basically was called a moron afterwards. When I said when talking about patches, I was just like, so why can't we just, you know, nerf top tiers and then buff bottom tiers? And they're just like stupid Zane. Like we can't, they can't do that. Are you nuts? Like I was like, they can't do that. And I'm just like, why not? I don't get it. Again, we take the worst characters and make them better, then take the best characters and make them worse. Because then the worst characters are going to be stronger than the best characters. I'm just like, if we take like the bottom 5 to 10 characters and then buff them, and then we nerf the like top 5 to 10 characters, how's that exactly crazy? And I never really got an answer to that. I kind of just got called stupid and they just moved on. True story, I basically just got called stupid and then they just moved on from that conversation. Do, 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 do.
Unbelievable.
Man, that dude can so fast. Holy crap. I didn't even get a chance. I didn't even get a chance to do anything.
Here begins Fate's episode.
Here begins Fate's episode.
Grimner versus Galleon.
Galleon.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
I know people don't like grapplers or anything, but I like it. I think it's cool. I think it's cool that Galleon is finally got some good buffs and is finally is seeing play. Yeah, probably. I think either they interpret it as me just asking for a complete swap, or they interpret it as me saying nerf the top 10 and then buff everybody that's not the top 10. That's also potentially what they thought, but nope, that's not what I meant. Sounds like you saying nerf the top 10 and buff every other character. I didn't say that. I'm saying buff Grimnir, then nerf all the top 10. I'm saying that.
Battle 3. Engage.
Yep, so far we have successfully been dodging Siegfried. Nerf everyone but Grim. Yes! But yeah, it's whatever. That was years ago, but I still remember. There were some things from the early days, like when I was first joining the community, that some people said that some people said before they really knew who I was or anything, and I don't hold it against them or anything now, but there are some things that I remember. I'm just like, ha, that's funny. I gotta tell you what. This is an interesting one, or I should say interesting, but it's fun. It is funny. It's funny looking back on it now. It wasn't funny back then, but it's funny now. So. For those of you guys who don't know about the netcode of Dragon Ball Fighters, it was the only netcode that was able to compete with Vanilla Granblue for like the worst netcode in all of fighting games, right? So now take that and then put that on PlayStation 4, and you have the online tournaments for Dragon Ball, right? Great times, right? Great times. So I got a PS4. I got Dragon Ball on it because basically almost all tournaments were run on PS4. Why, I don't know, but they were. And so I entered it. and it was the worst, right? Straight up the worst. I played my first set, absolutely awful. Said as much that I want to said as much that I want to DQ. This connection is so bad, I just can't deal with it. But I was taught into staying, so I stayed, played I think 2 or 3 more rounds, and then I ended up fighting against one of the TOs, or like the main TO of the event, and then he beat me and sent me out of the tournament, and then he DM'd me afterwards, saying if you're going to whine like a bitch, then never come back. Why enter if you're going to whine like a bitch, never come back. was what he had said afterwards. And so I didn't come back. Fast forward about a year and a half or so later. Right? A year and a half or so later, I had qualified for dropped my pen. I had qualified for the regional finals. I qualified for the World Championships. I'm a top 8 at a couple of majors. And then a couple of West Coast people invited me to their Dragon Ball server, which after given the name, I immediately recognized as those people, the people that ran the tournament. I brought that up to him. I'm like, I know this one. I got told never to come back. and now that same person who basically called me a bitch and to never come back, he became like one of my biggest supporters in the Dragon Ball scene. Like whenever someone like talks shit about how I played or whatever, he was typically one of the people that came back to that would say, like, he would be like one of the first people to say, "Good job, Zay, you did great at this tournament," or this or that, or blah blah blah. When talking about that with the people that invited me back, I mentioned that's him that said that, and then he's like, I got told don't bring it up to him. Odds are he doesn't remember. And if I go into Discord, go to his name, click message, and then pull up the DMs, there it is, still two messages, one from him and my reply to it, still telling me still calling, basically saying I whine like a bitch and then never come back. So that message still exists. And it's still one of the only messages. So if that guy were to ever DM me ever again, he would immediately see that was the only thing he ever said to me in DMs.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
So like I said, wasn't funny then. Funny now, but wasn't funny then. But yeah, he definitely had forgotten all about that. He either forgot all about that, or did not, or if he remembered it, he didn't remember it was me that did it, or it was me that he said that to. And I have not brought it up to him. I have told the story a few times, but of course I haven't said his name, and I'm not planning on saying his name. But yeah, like I said, funny story. Yes, I have won 4 majors. I either won 4 majors or 5 majors. I don't remember how many. Actually, I think it was 4. Yeah, I'm pretty. Yeah, 4 majors. I've won 4 majors for Dragon Ball. I won Thunderstruck, UFA, Frosty Faustings, and CEO. It's me, Austin! It was me! All along, Austin! Oh, son of a bitch!
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
But yeah, like I said, I don't hold against it. I don't hold it against him or anything. But there are some things from back then that I remember. Not great things. It's easier to remember the bad than the good. Like the same people that called me stupid about the buffs and nerfs take are the one told me after they shit talked me for like 2 hours straight on stream. Said that I needed to grow a thicker skin if I wanted to be in the FGC. Like I said, it's pretty easy to. It's a lot easier to remember the mean or the bad than the good. I think that's just who we are. I think that's just who we are as people. You're welcome. You asked! You asked me to! Hey, I didn't say Jinx, are you nuts? I never said Jinx. Who the hell said Jinx? I have never used the Jinx on a playthrough, and I am never going to ever use Jinx on a playthrough. Who the hell told you to use Jinx? I said Lapras! I said I was torn between Gyarados and Lapras as the water type, because I always use Gyarados and everything, but Lapras is awesome. I never once mentioned Jinx! That wasn't even on my radar! Look at the freaking water types! I never mentioned Jinx. Are you nuts? Who the hell do you think I am? I said Lapras. Jinx. What the I said if you need a water type, start with Magikarp, go into Gyarados, so then once you get Lapras at Silph, use that. Because Lapras is awesome. Also, I love Lapras. Also, it's got a great shiny. Who the hell is it? Have you, out of curiosity, have you ever seen anyone use a Jinx in a playthrough? I don't think I have ever seen somebody use a Jinx in a playthrough except for maybe in a Nuzlocke. I did not know. Namely because I did not boot up Grand Blue at all today. Adversary, Grammar, Jubel, Moltres, Middlespring, Farfetch, Abra, Jigglypuff, Kinger, Rhyhorn, Fable, Wigglytuff. Catch 'em, gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon. Kabuto, Persian, Paris, Horsey, Raticate, Macadabra, Bootenbell, Diddle, Cloyster, Caterpie, Chantru, Bulbasaur, Charmander, Golem, Pikachu! At least 150 more to see. To be a Pokemon Master is my destiny. Roxanne, Dodu, Abound, Macho, Kingston, Hypno, the Buzz, Variant, Astro, Poliwhirl, Oddest, Drowsy, Red, Raichu, Nidoqueen, Buzzsprout, Stormy. I used to know the entire one by heart. Now if you tell me the first Pokemon of each part, I'll be able to do the rest afterwards. But I don't remember the exact order of how it goes. Like if you tell me Kabuto, I can tell you Kabuto, Persian, Paris, Horsey, Racker, Madabacadabra, Weepinbell, etc., etc. But I need to remember but I need to know what the first one is, or else I don't remember. I used to know the entire thing by heart. Same thing with the Johto one. I used to know the entire Johto one. I don't think I remember anything about the Johto one anymore.
Versus Eustace. Believe in victory. Battle.
It's not even a flex. Just a memory. Oh come on! Not like need anything new to explain. Hey, to say hey, I was a nerd growing up, and hey, guess what? I still am. Not like you guys are. Not like you're learning that for. Not like you're learning that for the first time. To be fair, I randomly break into a song when a lot of stuff ends up happening. I'll just blame the fact that as someone who grew up with three sisters, Disney movies aplenty were played in the house. So to say I watched way too many musicals growing up would be an understatement.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
Although I managed to avoid being forced to sing High School Musical for a school graduation. I managed to avoid that by moving schools, funnily enough.
Great. Excellent.
Technically what I should end it with, Elysian, is I should end it with just down you rather than down back you, and then 2-2 you, to instead to just set up a safe jump with seals. 'Cause honestly, that honestly would be better than doing the 2-1-4U still, because it doesn't work anymore. But I still do it anyways because most people either don't know or never bother to find out or anything, the fact that Oki doesn't work anymore. That happened. It's unfortunately very hard nowadays to make people actually throw tech. So at this point, after multiple years of this game being out and fighting against Grimnirs, people have learned, hey, tagging throw with throw against Grimnir is bad. People are finally realizing this. So for AWT, nope. The way things currently are, I am probably going to get wrecked. But I have 3 more weeks to try and change that. Fly out, I believe, 3 weeks from yesterday. What part? First to 2 round robin, or first to 2 round robin where only first place gets out. Both fair. Yeah, the fact that only first gets out and second gets forced to do another round robin is madness. Fuck! What's good, Ryota? But yeah, I am most definitely cooked as I currently am. Like I said, we'll see.
Begins Fate's episode.
We'll see how I look by the time the finals actually roll around.
Versus Grimner.
Oh, Wibu will be happy. There's an avatar on screen.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
A laggy Abel on screen. Holy shit. Oh, this is gonna be the easiest one and done of my life. Depending on which Grimnir you ask, Elysian, people will say it's anywhere from slightly winning. Alright, this guy is letting me kill him because of how bad this is. Never mind, he's not doing that. Jesus Christ, this is so bad. Holy shit. Yeah, depending on which Grimnir you ask. Depending on which Grimnir you ask, it'll be anywhere. They'll say anywhere from slightly winning to slightly losing. Like I say it's probably even right now. Possibly leaning towards slightly losing. Aqua just straight up says we lose now. Meanwhile, some Matera players, namely Monarch, says that Grimnir hard wins the matchup. Because, and I quote, Matera has to constantly take risks and guess to stop Grimnir. I'm still trying to figure out at what point does she take a risk on anything she does, but that's just me. Gonna shout out into the next Abel mention. Sounds good. I was like, Wibu, I apologize for putting Abel in the Mets here, but you know exactly why, and I'm not happy about it either. But all Grimnir buttons. True. Now, hold on. It's kind of hard to argue against. Like her far L versus our far H, pretty much on which one's better. Her far L wins a lot of situations. At Evo, at Evo, if you had beat me, it was going to go for the Grimnir. Oh, that would have been great. It would have been the Grimnir to make top 8. Winner fight Zenith in the Grimnir. Oh, that would have been great. Also, I wish you did, because no offense, especially if you're going to pull out a secondary Grimnir, but I felt way more confident against you than I did against Beepaw. I don't mean any offense by it, but that's kind of just how it is. Was good, Dur. Yeah, my days are going okay so far. But I would have been much happier fighting you. I would have felt much more okay fighting you. Especially based on looking back, based on how it went, based on the fact that it came down to the last round against Beepaw, and it took Beepaw finally falling for a single throw bait for me to win. What's up, Tony? I'm gonna play that matchup with Lancelot pre-nerf. Yeah, all of our matches at that time did not go very well for you when you're on pre-buff Lance. But neither of you guys deserve to win. I straight up told you as such later on in the day. I straight up told you that neither of you deserve to win. And then you told me I knew he was going to do that. I called it out. I just didn't do it right. So you unfortunately, yes, you ran out of breath first by at the same time not deserving to win, because even though you knew what he was going to do and you knew what to do, you didn't do it. Then you look different. I needed a haircut, so I have a haircut. I literally got it like 2 hours ago, hence when my stream started. Like, I really needed one. It's crazy how much different I look with short hair compared to a giant pile of curls. I end up looking very different usually. But yeah, I got you, Elysian. Just me. Hey, don't do that. It unfortunately did not work out for you in that sense or in that way. But there's still one thing that that happens, and I'm not gonna lie. I literally watched it earlier today because I was making a video going over the format for the ARC finals, and I went over all the players that qualified for Granblue. And then when I got to Gamera, I was like, I want to go watch Elysian beat him. So I went back and watched you beat him again. And then I watched you get absolutely swarmed by the entirety of NorCal.
Here begins Fate's episode. Vaseraga versus Grimner.
I'm still sad I missed it.
Battle 1.
I was playing Fatal Fury when it happened. I found out about it by looking at the brackets. I was like, what? I was like, why am I suddenly seated to fight Beepaw?
Excellent.
Gotta work tomorrow night. Gotta work tomorrow night. Also, Zane, jump button, dive. Jump button, dive.
Battle 2. Engage.
Oh, you gotta work tomorrow. Coming nights, gotcha. Have a good night, Coffee. I misread that. Thought you were saying you have work tomorrow night. Now you have work tomorrow. Good night. I don't know. They like Voss. No, that's supposed to beat that. That's supposed to beat that, but I guess he got just the right angle. Okay. Don't ask. I don't know either. Falcon punch. Bam, bam,
Victory.
bam, bam,
Battle.
bam.
Engage.
Too far away to get combo. Overhead. Overhead. Don't know why I'm doing this. I should just do that.
Battle 2. Engage.
Ow. I did. I needed one. I should have gotten one a while ago, if I'm being honest. I definitely think I look better with short hair with him than with longer curly hair. Fuck. I'm dead. You're rocking bullets. I want my mullet back. Could I probably get one if I grew my hair out? Yes. Could I rock it? Probably not. I always stream around this time. I always stream at this time on Wednesdays. Yeah, I normally stream starting at 10 p.m. Eastern, and we normally go till probably around between 1 and 2 a.m. Eastern usually.
Battle 2.
Sometimes a little later, depending on how we're feeling. Oops. No comment. But yeah, at least this is technically the 623 combo I should do. Where you can set up for something. Because the one that ends with this doesn't do jack anymore because this tornado does not stay long enough anymore. But some people just don't know that. And true what Rice said. I guess you just don't watch Zane on Wednesdays.
俺の戦う意味とは
Yeah. Not off the top of my head. What opinions is that, Tony? Lil needs to be top one.
腕がうずいているんだ
I think maybe I should have. Oh, it was good. Yay! Hey, when someone says I've got very strong opinions about something, you usually don't expect it to be like it was good. Just saying. Rather Grim to be a top one than the lane. Why? Because no one plays him. That is one benefit to having top one be a not very highly played, more technical character. It's the fact that you don't run into them all that often, even if they are the best. So yeah, the way to make sure that Grimnir will always be able to throw people is just to have this be a thing. Advanced geometry. Fuck. But yeah, probably a few things that I would change on that tier list, even though it's literally my tier list that I made over the weekend. But yeah. Yeah, I tried to give reasons for everyone. I'm pretty sure some of the reasonings don't make. I'm pretty sure some of the reasonings don't make sense because some of them did. Some of them did make sense to me, but that's kind of the issue with having me try and make a tier list, having not played this game for multiple months, and then try to make a tier list like a week after playing again. I'm trying to remember. Trying to remember where everyone belongs, how everyone plays, what they actually did, and things like that. And it's kind of hard after not playing the game for multiple months.
Battle 2. Engage.
I don't think it's Monarch. Doesn't play not playing like him. Well, it was dead. That's that up. Yeah, although to be fair though, like as you put it though, they're meme tier lists. Like some people, like there are some top players that legitimately will make tier lists to try and cause reactions, to meme, to do this, to do that, right? I don't try and do that, but some people will because it gets some clicks. Well, I guess he didn't. Well, I guess he didn't get ultimate DP.
Battle 1. Engage.
God, dude. Gramblue needs to take a page out of 2XKO's book and say character gets hit, their shit needs to go away. Imagine not being allowed to challenge Matera, challenge a zoner in the freaking corner because if you press, you get hit by her. Those aren't projectiles. For fuck's sake. No fucking shot, dude.
Believe in victory.
That's a great confirm. Second, what the actual fuck? Also true, neither is butterflies. But if you made it where projectiles where projectiles go way on the hit, then butterflies won't proc. So me guard canceling or me mashing, and then the arrow coming in, and then the arrow proccing the butterfly, and then him getting full combo anyways, that wouldn't happen. If someone wants to pay to have a Grimnir cosplay made for me, I will do that. But but cosplaying is expensive, especially something as intricate as Grimnir. That's a lot of armor pieces for Grimnir. Yeah, it could be higher if I would quit messing up. God loves scaring people when they see the max damage when they walk into the stream. Relax, Laquai, relax. It's not an actual combo. It's training mode only. Yeah, it's an infinite combo until you mess it up. And also you're welcome there. Not my cup of tea to spread random hot takes just to talk shit or to meme or things like that. Or if I do say something just to meme, it normally follows with me laughing hysterically. Me laughing hysterically tends to follow me making a joke over a stupid hot take. Yeah, if Grimnir install was permanent, the way they would need to do it pretty much, well, A, if they did do that, then just about every Grimnir player would always use it, right, for one. So for one, that's not be good. But B, you'd have to make it where Grimnir's install, his jumping attack would have to start causing pushback to avoid this from actually being a thing that would actually happen in the game. That being said, though, a combo like this that kills is literally just an average day in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. So
Unbelievable.
According to Google, Google's top or like overview posting or whatever, a custom cosplay of Grimnir from Grand Blue Rising would likely cost between $500 and $1,500 plus US dollars for a full professional commission. Because of how intricate the design is. I randomly found a shop that sells cosplays. I am now scrolling through them. Oh, there's no Beerus cosplay option. Boo. Sounds good. Have a good night there, Rice. Hey, there is a Yasuo cosplay you can get. But yeah, way too expensive. If it also works for Seox, but there you go. Hence why they don't make installs permanent, or some installs permanent.
Begins Fate's episode. Lowain versus Grimnir. Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
Why is the Wayne sweep literally the same as Grimnir's, but his is special cancelable? Ah, shit. Fuck. Why is the way in? Touche.
Battle 2. Engage.
I think he does for all of us. I'm out of here. I'm not out of here.
Battle 3. Engage.
Oh my god, it actually confirmed. It actually confirmed from his JU. It's a miracle. Parry. Why didn't you parry, you bitch?
Battle 1. Engage.
Whee! I missed. Where's my spot dodge?
Battle 2. Engage. Great.
Sweet boss, a low profile shit. Fuck you. Triangle mode, activate. Never mind. I may have activated kick already, so this should be interesting. Where's my spot dodge? Das Boot.
Battle 3. Engage.
I'm gonna get it here. Really? Really, game? You didn't give me my jab? Really? That's annoying. I did jab 2-1 for you. I didn't get jab, so I just got 2-1 for you. And then I got thrown out of 2-1 for you. You suck, game. Oh wow, that actually reached. Thought for sure I was just going to miss. What's good, Z-Man?
Battle 2. Engage. Excellent.
Eh. Bleh. Ish counterplay. Unfortunately, because of Grimnir's floaty jump, the typical counterplay against orb plus lightning doesn't work. Before if you jump to avoid it, but Grimnir's float is so bad that you actually get caught by it. So the only way to beat that as Grimnir is to dash forward and then do 2-1-4-U underneath the orb in order to avoid the orb and then be able to block before the lightning hits you. It's really annoying because if you don't get underneath the orb and you try jumping it, then you're going to get caught by the lightning. Basically guaranteed because of the fact that Grimnir's jump is so floaty. Pretty annoying. Tried figuring out something to deal with Iggy, but there wasn't exactly a ton of it, unfortunately. Can't stay on the ground from slow orb because fire, but if you jump in the air with the floaty jump, you get caught by lightning, so that doesn't work. You can try running underneath it, but depending on distance, you won't be able to run underneath it fast enough, so it ain't going to really matter. So the only somewhat consistent thing I could figure out in order to deal with it was to do 2-1-4-U underneath it. They're supposed to do chip damage, and a lot of it. They're supposed to do chip damage, and then you're supposed to then get a punish on it. What it is, it's what they think.
Here begins Fate's episode. Grimnir versus Gran.
Crimson Blue.
Believe in victory. Battle
Whatever he said.
Engage.
1, 2, 3. 1.
Great.
Not sure what that missed. Use the block button.
Battle 2. Engage.
Oh, I thought I was going to get the wall for the counter hit. We got that instead, though. And pose. Really thought I was going to get pose. I only got one pose.
Believe in
I tried.
victory. Battle 1. Engage.
Why is it 6 frames? Okay, now it's 1 frame. That's better.
Great.
How the hell did that hit me? It's not punishable anymore.
Battle 2.
It's not punishable anymore. Fuck. Grand does seem to be pretty popular, yes. Whether he's popular just because, or whether he's popular because it's free to play, I don't know. But both are possible. I have not, no. I like the fact that they are trying. I like the fact that Sandy now, that the water form of Sandy now has some use, uses to it. That being said, though, I still think most people are going to spend 90% of their time in either light or fire, and I still think that Sandy is probably the biggest what if in all of Grand Blue Rising in terms of wasted potential. Yeah, well, I wish they were like all good in different scenarios, and I wish you were able to like quickly switch between them in order to then take greater effect of the fact that this one is better here, this one is better here. Like Earth, for example. Earth has always been really solid in the corner, right? Like even before the nerfs. Or even before the changes. But there is basically no reason to ever go into Earth because if someone guard canceled you while in the corner while you're in Earth, you're now stuck in Earth in the mid screen, and that's terrible. But if you're able like to swap out on the fly or swap really quickly, then maybe more people would go for these other ones that are might be more used in more niche situations. But that's not what we got, so. Yeah, imagine Wind being fast projectile, fast movement, but he does less damage rather than taking more damage. He just does less damage. So that way in matchups where you need to get in, or matchups where the air dash can be really useful, like against zoners or things like that, it could be really good. Imagine the fire version, the fire does slightly more damage than the basic version, and you get the multi hits of the fire projectile, basically making it the better version of the base form. Imagine Earth. You take more. Imagine Earth. You take less damage because he's the tank version, or he's the tank form, right? Rather than, doesn't matter which form you go into, the only thing that changes is the projectile, and you take more damage no matter what form you're in. Good luck. It's such wasted potential of some potentially really cool concepts. It's such wasted potential.
Here begins Fate's episode. Festiva versus Grimner. Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
Yep, but then he'd be an easy to play, hard to master character. Because he'd be easy to play because you don't have to swap forms. But if you want to play him optimally, you have to swap forms. So he'd be easy to pick up, but then hard to master because he's at his best when you can actually take advantage of all the different forms. So being able to swap out at good times, or the strongest combos for him are the ones where the windows are a bit tighter, or the windows are tight, but if you can do them and you swap forms properly, then you're able to get better combos. Like I said, just wasted potential. Instead we got Grand with wings and a slightly shinier coat of paint.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
So disappointing. Like I said, Sendalphon, in my opinion, is the biggest what if of Granblue.
Battle 2. Engage.
We'll do the fake loads here. Yeah, the diva's weird. The thing is basically like everyone all agrees that La Diva's bad. La Diva's not great, but I am so bad at fighting against grapplers. I am just so bad at fighting grapplers. Yeah, that unfortunately is definitely copium. There's Meebles. Much as I would love to say otherwise, and join you on that. Oh yeah, if La Diva was top tier, we'd all be doomed. Yeah, pretty much. La Diva herself is not a very good character, but you get the one hit. Then it all comes down to the pure guess, pretty much. Your opponent guesses right, then they just straight up win, and then if the opponent guesses wrong, they just straight up die. That's the thing with a character like the Diva. Her strengths aren't great. Her strengths aren't all that good, and it kind of just comes down to the guessing. And unfortunately for her, in the case of a guesswork for her kind of character, pretty much, it's either she gets the grab and then does a good amount of damage, or she misses the grab and just straight up takes much more than what the throw would have given her. But the unfortunate thing for me is I am terrible at guessing against grapplers. Like I said, I am horrible at fighting grapplers. Well, I'm not saying I can be good at it, but it'd be nice to say I'm okay at it. Like in that last match against JMO, I guessed 0 correct. I got hit by every grab, and every time I held up was when he pressed and I got hit. So it's not even I want to be good at the guessing of the 50-50s of grab or don't get grabbed. But just about every time I fight against La Diva, if I get put in that situation, I am wrong like almost every time, if not every time. That's what I mean by I'm bad at fighting against grapplers, even though I play characters that typically do well into grapplers. And why I put La Diva low, but you still see me lose to her, is I somehow always manage to be wrong. Like, every time I manage to be wrong.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
What'd I do? Now you play ads. I didn't even. You guys would literally be able to see me reach from my mouse, move over, and click ads. You guys can literally see me. You guys can literally watch me go and do that. Don't blame me there. I didn't do jack.
2. Engage.
前前ここ走るタオいや見えここ耐えられるかどうするかいけるがいい王道火の風いざで地へと飛び一斉に旅となるやったいくぞ
Excellent.
ここからだしっぺ
What controversial what? I'm so confused. I am so confused.
Victory. Battle 1. Engage.
And now you're fine, Blue. Still have no idea why you're saying fuck you, but that's all good, dude. What'd I do? Pose. What'd I do? But I got you. It's all good, though, bro. That's what's breaking my ankles. Use the block button. Grimnir can't even break ankles. Because the block button exists. I'm bugbear. Don't worry. After the arc finals is over, I'm going to post a video on how to fight against Grimnir. Yeah, that's because I pretty much stopped playing the game for the better part of the last 4 months. But after the finals is over, I'm going to be posting a video on how to fight Grimnir. or at least shouldn't say how to fight Grimnir, but some Grimnir counterplay that I have explained multiple times on stream, but people don't listen to. So I'm just going to put it into a YouTube video instead.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
For the record, rule number 1 on that video is going to be use the freaking block button. Fair. So just saying now. Well, shit. Yep. For the content. Also, most people I know who play Grimnir have all dropped him. There's a select few people that actually still play him. And if anything, might cause them to level up because when I got my biggest level up in this game was when I started to learn how to fight people who actually know how to do the Grimnir counterplay. Because I stopped relying on the Grimnir on the Grimnir knowledge checks or on the Grimnir instant air dashes.
Battle
Since I fought against people who actually knew how to beat it, how to deal with it. So if anything, I might force them to level up. Also, I'm making a updated Grimnir guide on top of that. So I'm both helping my fellow Grimnir players, and at the same time I am going to potentially destroy them. I'm going to be doing both a good thing and a bad thing for my fellow Grimnir players when I'm out the door. Fair and completely balanced, as all things should be. One, two, three. Understandable. Rule number 2, besides use the block button, stop throw teching. Unless you are going to die, stop throw teching. That's going to be rule number 2.
Here begins Fate's episode. Anila versus Grimnir.
Teching with 2H is an option.
Victory. Battle 1. Engage.
Checking with 2H, and then at the end, if they went for a jump anything, you'll hit them, and then if they went for a throw when you get the delay tech, look to potentially mash afterwards. Because odds are a Grimnir player is just going to run forward at you to 6XL or go for the same thing again, and mashing will just hit them. Very rarely will a Grimnir player ever just far H immediately after a bad throw tech, because they're pretty much giving up their turn if they do so. Rule 4, that is fake as hell. Quit falling for it.
Battle 2. Engage. Excellent. Great.
Rule 5, use block button. Rule 5, see Rule 1.
Battle 1. Engage.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably gonna have an easier time making that video than I am the actual Grimnir guide.
Battle 2. Engage.
It's more so the fact that I'm trying to debate how many times I want to make the joke of using the block button.
Battle 3. Engage.
Like how many times do I want to do rule number 1, use block button. Rule number whatever. See rule number 1. Basically pull a Mr. Miyagi in the first Karate Kid. Rule number 1. Karate for defense only. Rule number 2. First learn rule number 1. Lose your less in depth because his character actually broken. Here's the thing. Grimnir is not actually that broken. People just think he is. That's the thing. Like if I want to go more in depth, I can talk character specific shit, right? I can talk about basically using Matera's Pharrell to basically stop Grimnir from ever doing anything, right? I can talk about how. I'm trying to think of it, but oh yeah, I can talk about using Vasaraga's 5U or Sora's 5U anytime Grimnir goes in the air. Right, like I can mention character specific shit to deal with it, but I was just gonna go with more so the more general things of hey Grimnir seal dashes, duck it. If you don't duck it, do you have a 9-frame DP? Cool, don't worry about ducking it. Just use it. You'll punish him every time. Right, shit like that. Saying, hey, this tornado in front setup, it's fake. Don't worry about it. Just take the throw. Also always take the throw, or if you're going to tech with 2H or tech with 5L. Never tech with throw against Grimnir. It's a terrible idea. Another thing, never stand on top of Seal. Either stand right behind Seal, or stand in between Seals, but never stand on top of Seal. Because if behind Seal or in middle of Seal, I can't force RPS unless you're on top of Seal. That's just your turn. Yep. Da-da-da-da! I miss! And you know what happens when I miss? I can't press anything. Like you see how long it takes before I can press a button. So you duck and you press. You duck, then you press. Like, Wait. Or, like I said, if you got a fast enough DP. Throw like a gamer? I mean, you can. Not recommended, but you can. But that's all. But that's the type of thing I'm going to be explaining pretty much. Not the exact way, like, hey, if you do these things, you're automatically going to beat Grimnir, right? It doesn't work that way. Grimnir is still the top 10 pick, the top 10 character in this game, even if the opponent knows exactly what to do against him. That is far from guaranteeing a win on him. That being said, though, learning some of the actual counterplay options to him will at least make it where Grimnir players will actually have to try. Did you know how many games I win not trying in the slightest, just because of the fact that people just stand block this and just let me have a turn. Like, you know how easy it is to win neutral when people don't know to duck this, or don't know, oh, a 9-frame DP or a UDP will punish this, or how few times Vasaraga players will do freaking use shoulder tackle even though it's a guaranteed punish and full combo on Grimnir. Like, BSG to this day still doesn't do that. So things like that are what I plan to explain. So nothing crazy too in depth, and nothing that's going to take 20. Nothing that's going to put up a 20-minute video. But it'll at least tell you to use the block button 5 times. It'll show you guys. It'll show the whole ducking method. It'll mention to avoid standing on top of a seal at any point, and then use the block. Then once again use the block button, and then point out exactly what to look for when you go for the high-low Oki. When Grimnir goes for the high-low Oki, whichever version he ends up doing, right? I'll point out the exact thing you want to look at. I'll point out the exact thing you want to look for. Which of course is the head, but on that version you can see his whole body, but you want to look for if you can see him, pretty much. And if you can see him, it's high. If you can't see him, it's low. And true as that is shit. That is sheep. I'm not saying. Oh yeah, it's really easy to duck a seal when Grimnir is seal dashing from this close, right? Like I ain't saying that. That's more so a thing for when he's trying to auto win neutral. It's more like that. But yes, basically every character with any form of ultimate attack, pretty much, or ultimate DP, or ultimate shoulder tackle, can all punish Grimnir, so you can always use that. And then of course I'll also explain, hey, if you stand block it, mash light, you will clash, and then mash throw afterwards, you will trade, and then you're both back in neutral, and he has to reset up seals. So I'll make sure to point that out as well. Don't worry. So the only way you can go low and still see Grimnir is if you do this. You can see him, and then you purposely don't press, and then you land and go low. That is the only way to go low while you can see him. and you have, and although I have gotten people with that, it is much easier to see him do that because it takes a lot longer for him to actually hit somebody. Also, if somebody goes for a fuzzy mash, he will just get hit by that. So if someone fuzzy mashes that setup, they will also just punch Grimnir. And no, it's not exactly easy to block it. But it's not a 50-50. That's why I keep saying it's not a 50-50. It's a hard to blockable. It's around 20 frames. So it ain't easy to react to, but it is reactable. Is what it basically was. What I was basically like. There was a point where, like, for months I would get screamed at primarily by Tega. Anytime I mentioned the fact that Grimnir's mix-up in the corner is not a 50-50. Like, I would get yelled at, that is not a 50-50. And then that's a 50-50, what the hell are you talking about? Or there's a setup that Yobu came up with that was like 28 frames to react to, and then I think like Elsa retweeted saying this is why we need to nerf Grimnir, and my response to that was, if you can't react to a 28 frame mix-up, then you got bigger problems than Grimnir. When the anti-Zane guide? Oh, I don't got that one. If you want anti-Zane, just watch how Coco beats me up.
Here begins Fate's episode. Grimnir versus Ilsa. Believe in victory.
But yeah, so that's basically what the type of stuff that's going to be in the quote-unquote anti-Grimnir guide. Like I said, it does not come anywhere close to making it an automatic win against Grimnir by knowing these things and able to do these things. But being able to do these things will make your life against Grimnir be a whole lot easier, and will improve your odds of winning against Grimnir. And honestly, at the same time, it'll also improve the general skill level of all Grimnir players, because they won't be able to just autopilot rely on these things in order to win.
Battle 2. Engage.
Nope, I fat fingered it. I did 214M, trying to set up plus frames, at a distance, and my finger accidentally pressed the heavy button at the same time. Shut up, Durr. Yep, I went for 214M, and I accidentally pressed heavy at the same time. And because of that, it gave me Raging Strike, which then led to the worst defeat of my FGC career by giving me a second place at Evo. Which although I'm still very happy with, because of the fact that my highest finish at Evo at an Evo main stage game prior to that was 7th. So not only did I make Evo top 8 again, and not only did I make Evo top 8 winner side, but I got Evo top 8 winner side in the arena, which the one and only time I have gotten a chance to play in a Evo top 8 in a main game. The arena was not guaranteed. So when I played in top 8 for Dragon Ball, it was not in the arena. So I got to play in the arena for the first time. I got to be in winner's side for it. I made it all the way to grand finals. Evo posted their top 100 best matches across all 3 Evos, and my match versus Tororo was the 10th best match at an Evo this year, according to them, which is also really cool. So definitely sucks losing Evo, to say the very least. But at the same time, though, it's still to this day probably one of the greatest moments during my time in the FGC. Getting to play in the arena, making it to grand finals at Evo. Also my friends who got me into fighting games in the first place were there in the crowd. Which makes it even better. But yeah, it sucks. Always sucks losing grand finals. Just sucks even more so when it's Evo. But as my dad always likes to ask whenever I'm feeling down about a placement, like for down at second or third or something like that, he would ask, hey, going into the tournament, if I had told you would place top 2 at Evo, would you you would place second at Evo, would you take it? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'd take that in a heartbeat. So then that ends up making me feel a little better. Because, like, let's be honest here, going into Evo, I'm pretty sure if you had asked me, would you take a second place at Evo for Grand Blue this year, I would have said, yep. I would have been like, would suck losing in finals, but yep, I would take that in a heartbeat. I might not take it now, but now since I already have an Evo second place now, so I might not take it next time, but this time, yes, I 100% would have taken it.
Fairy versus Grimner. Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
But yeah, we'll see what ends up happening with Evo this year, huh? Since I'm currently planning on going to Evo and Evo France, so well, we'll see. Maybe I can get the maybe I'll be able to get my maybe I'll be able to get an Evo win this time. But I don't know. We shall see. We shall see. We shall see. We shall see. What the hell? Is that a round star Beppo?
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
Where the hell are you going? What's up, I know? I'm just asking him where he's going. Pose.
Battle 2. Engage.
On the Nostrand 2 SKO. For the next 3 weeks, very little, if any. Starting in 4 weeks, almost every day. So basically, what I'm doing right now with Granblue, I'm basically going to be swapping it with 2X. So once the finals is over, we're going to swap over to basically only streaming, well, fighting game wise, basically only streaming 2X, along with, of course, the usual Sonic Sunday and everything. So all Granblue now to get ready for the finals. So then after the finals, it's going to be 4 days a week of 2X on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. But I must be ready for the Arc Finals, even though I'd rather be playing 2X right now. So it is what it is. Massive headache right now. It's not good. How about yourself? I'm good. That's all right. Rather be playing 2X, but I got the Arc Finals to worry about, so we're playing Granblue. It is what it is. Oh, 2X. 2X is much more my speed, having come from tag fighters for basically my entire time playing fighting games. So 2X is much more my speed, and definitely the game I enjoy playing more of the two. And if it wasn't for the fact that I've got the Arc Finals coming up, I'd be playing basically almost only 2X for fighting games, like what I've been doing for the better part of the last 2 to 3 months. So the thing is, I could, and I still somewhat do, right? I don't stream it, but so I'm not the best. So you guys have seen enough. At this point, you guys have seen my streams enough to know that I'm not exactly the biggest fan of Granblue right now, right? So, and of course I do practice this game off stream as well. So when it comes to practice off stream, I play mostly this, of course, to get ready for the finals. And then when I'm feeling bored or something like that, I'm like, okay, I want to be playing something that's not this, even though I know I have to be playing this. I will then boot up 2XKO, play a few matches before coming back to this. So I am still somewhat playing 2X as well, just nowhere near as much as I would like. And then as for worrying about keeping my skill level up,
Believe in victory.
my next 2XKO tournament is going to be Level Up Expo in Vegas, which is the end of April. And then my next 2XKO Challenger event is going to be Combo Breaker, which is late May. So technically, with the arc finals ending on March 22nd, I will have roughly a month of just straight up 2XKO practice before Level Up Expo. So I'll definitely have time to regain my level, and then with any luck, Akali will be coming out next month. So when I come back from the arc finals, I could then go and start practicing Akali, and then have a Ari Akali team ready to go for Level Up Expo next 2 months from now. Because assuming that Echo and Yasuo are going to receive actual good nerfs, right, in the next patch, since Riot said that we know Echo and Yasuo are a problem, right? So assuming that they plan on giving them good nerfs, then missing out on a month of Echo practice isn't exactly bad, because I plan on dropping him anyways. And so when Akali comes out, again I'm assuming in March, and we get the new balance patch, and then everything's all hunky-dory, we then, like I said, get to grind out the new team for a month for Vegas. And like I said, fingers crossed, but a month straight worth of practice, hopefully with the team I enjoy and I'm happy with, will be enough time to not only regain my current 2XKO level, but hopefully improve upon it. So yeah, that's the plan for the better part of the next 2 months, pretty much. 3 weeks of this, since it's 3 weeks until finals, and then after that it's a month straight of potentially Ari Akali, and then we'll see what Level Up Expo goes. And then after Level Up Expo, we're going to get Senna in Season 2, and then we'll have Combo Breaker, and then a month after that we got Evo. So yeah, basically each month when I swap back to 2X, I basically am going to need to make sure I'm seeing steady growth in my general skill level over the course of the following couple months, since each month I'm going to have a bigger and bigger tournament, like I said, ending with Evo in June. But like I said, that'll be, I got quit saying like I said, but that's the plan starting from end of next month, right after the ARC Tour. So yeah, for those of you guys who like Granblue, I apologize. For those of you guys who like 2XKO, stick it out. We'll be back soon. For those of you guys who just like me, thank you. Yeah, depending on the opponent, Z-Man, I don't need to try my hardest to win. And even then, and even against people who I would need to, I tend to not do that on stream, because half of my focus is on looking to my right over here, looking at the chat, and then talking to you guys.
Here begins Fate's episode.
And then when it comes to combos, yeah, it's just full muscle memory at this point. Like some of these combos I could do blindfolded.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
And I get it. Tag fighters aren't for everyone, and Riot tag fighters especially aren't for everybody. So I get it, but I enjoy it. I enjoy it, and it's going to be my main focus. And although I feel bad, and I appreciate everyone who comes and watches the Grand Blue streams and everything, but I gotta play what I'm going to be focusing on for tournaments, and I gotta play what I enjoy, which unfortunately right now is not Grand Blue anymore. Grimnir was the main one keeping me. Grimnir was the one that was keeping me in the game, but they made him not fun.
勝ち負けにこだわらなくてもさ、実践ベッドが
Believe in victory.
Oh, her.
1. Engage.
Best career anyways. To be fair, fighting games in general don't give good careers. So I unfortunately chose a really bad genre of games to try to be a pro in. Kind of the unfortunate truth there.
Great. Great.
That whip beat my orb. That sucks.
Battle 2. Engage.
I'm trying to set seals, damn it. Thank you. There's whip. Unfortunately, her hitbox, I guess, just worked out and beat my orb's hitbox. Happens.
Battle 3. Engage.
I knew it. I stopped, but I walked forward anyways. Why did I do that? Quit pressing throw against Grimnir. Not pressing throw against Grimnir. That's why that's going to be rule number 2 when I make the video. She's fine. She's solid. She's very cool. She's very cool. But I think she's just solid.
Here begins Fate's episode.
And in a world where basically every zoner in the game is either top tier or borderline top tier, it's not great. Right? It's like if we consider the zoners as Matera, Fairy, Eustace, Ilsa, and Nicola. Two of them are top tier in Matera and Fairy. One of them is borderline top tier in Eustace, and then now Ilsa. But then with the buffs, Nicola are both kind of just solid. But yeah. Overpowered? No. The closest thing we've had to an overpowered DLC this season was Wellness. And he's high tier. Also, this guy literally is in my region. Why the hell is it lagging so much? Hey, I said he's the closest. I said he's the closest, not that he is. Like, I personally think he's high tier, which is still the highest of all characters released this season. Since the season, we've had Sandalphon. We had Galleon. So Sandalphon was, depending on who you ask, mid to high. Again, depends on who you ask. Galleon, who was bad. Wilness, who I think was high. Meg, who I think is mid. And then Ilsa, who's like upper mid, low high. So, like, personally, of the characters released this season, I think Wilness is the only one that I think Wilness is straight up the best character, or the strongest character. Testing.
Believe in victory. Battle 1.
Our connection that first game sucked. Oops, sorry. 6 frames, 5 frames. Dude, we both live in the same region. What is happening? And I agree, Raphael. Meg is a very annoying character. Very speedy, very annoying, but not very threatening in almost any situation. Meanwhile, Wilness has an annoying time dealing with zoning, of course, but he's got 1,000,000 HP and he does 1,000,000 damage, so he's very threatening. So it's like he struggles more, but all it takes is one. All it takes is one. Well, like I said, I think Wellness is high tier, and I think he's the strongest character to come out this season. But it's not, unfortunately, not exactly it hasn't been the highest bar to climb. Compare it to season 1, where we had 2 top tier characters come out in the same season. One being 2B, who was like an arguable top 5 pick on her release. It's just that nobody cared because Nier still existed. And then of course Beatrix, if she released one patch later when Nier was killed, she would have been tier 0. She would have been tier 0, the best character, not even close. But because Nier still existed, nobody cared. Also, she was nerfed within the matter of weeks. Oh yeah, true. You're right. And Versusia, who was basically a top tier character as well. So yeah, there were three top tier characters that were released in season 1. 0 top tier characters in season 2. No. She definitely was not top 0 when Nier was still a thing. Yeah, Lucilius was okay. Like Lucilius was mid when he came out, and then they broke him. Okay, actually, just for the hell of it, let's look at the characters. So, on release, Lucilius was mid, then became broken. 2B was broken. Vayne, bad. Beatrix, broken. Versusia, broken. Nicola, bad. Sandy, mid to high depending on who you ask. Galleon, bad. Wilness, high. Meg, mid. Elsa, like upper mid, low high. Well, probably not tonight, sheep. I'm probably going to end up doing like 1 or 2 more, and then calling it. In all honesty, but next time, if you want, we can play. Yep, Siegfried, Nier, and Seox were still they're all fun and strong selves. Beatrix basically just joined them on release, and then got hotfixed before right before CEO happened. And because she got hotfixed right before CEO happened, we got 5 Niers in the top 8 of CEO. It was 5 Niers, one Siegfried, one Charlotta, and 1 Grimnir. I'm sure you guys can take a wild guess on who the Grimnir and Charlotta was for CEO. And then the patch after CEO, Nier was obliterated and hasn't been seen since. So I guess people were then forced to use those McDonald's job applications that were being passed out at CEO that year. Which is still really funny to me that someone legitimately printed out a pile of McDonald's applications, started handing them out to people, and said, "Give this to all Nier players you know." Still funny that someone actually did that, and still awesome. Yeah, Nier's the only top tier that was made bad that hasn't been given a boost. Like Lancelot, top tier, made bad, got boost. Is that a top tier, made mid, got boost? Cagliostro, got top tier, got nerfed, got boost. Siegfried, top tier, got nerfed, got boost. Seox, top tier, got nerfed, got boost. To got top tier, got nerfed, got boost. She's still top tier. Yeah, Nier's the only one. Belial, yeah, that's why I didn't even mention Belial, because still top tier. Just like Beatrix. Beatrix got nerfed, still top tier, so it doesn't count. It's like top tier made mid or bad, then got better. Belial and Beatrix never became mid.
Versus Galleon. Believe in victory. Battle 1.
Yep, the main counter to Nier and the difference between Nier being bottom tier and Nier being an okay character legitimately all comes down to the fact that some people don't know that brave counters can just kill death, and not only can kill death, but also can allow for just straight up a punish on Nier if you guard cancel or brave counter the right thing. So not only will Nier lose death, but Nier will also get punished because of it. And that's a big difference between Nier being, like I said, an okay character versus Nier being a bad character, is whether or not the opponent knows that.
Battle 2. Engage. Excellent.
Yeah, that's definitely an issue. On top of not being able to Raging Strike when you don't have death. Oops. Are they online beside 200 pings? Awkward. Just a bad time of night, I guess, right, Iron God? Good throw. I wish they made that do more damage. Oh yeah, the something of fates. You're winning, right?
Battle 2. Engage.
Really? Who? I might need to see if depending on who I might need to get a spectator pass. So I'm going to guess signups are probably closed. I might have to pull up the start GG in a moment. Oops. I meant to go down. Instead I went across. I keep messing up my dashes. He was dead there. God damn it. Twice I had him dead, and twice I messed up my dashes. That's awkward. Yeah, definitely get gapped when you mess up. Definitely getting gapped when I'm messing up my dashes. That's annoying. Twice, like I said, twice I had him dead there. Just kept missing. Oh my god, he's gapped. .66M overhead made the grab miss because I was technically airborne. Because I was technically airborne, the grab missed. That's great. Yeah, so that's cap 2, right guys? Can I please quit missing my seal dashes? Jesus Christ. Let's see here. Rambloo. Tail, Nikojira. Not sure who it is. Yeah, not sure. Oh, one more win, and then we'll call it.
Here begins Fate's episode. Belia versus Grimner. Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
前それだお金だ
Dick. My kick got interrupted.
Battle 2. Engage.
No. Fair enough. I hate the fact that my character's jump is so floaty, so I didn't punish that. Fair enough. I suck. I suck.
Battle 3. Engage. Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
That part is I've lost to Charlotta for that exact same reason before. I lost a round to Zerom for that exact same thing. Two separate hits, and since there's a gap there, it counts separate for Chip. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. It's one of the things that makes even doing that setup that's pretty much the only thing making that setup even be a viable option. And pose. No, that bitch is a jumping bean. And as a character whose 2H sucks, that's very annoying. Let's see, you're streaming right now. Do, 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 do. There are only four people currently streaming. Only 4 people are currently streaming Grand Blue right now. I'm pretty sure yes. I will double check that right now, but I'm pretty sure yes. Yes. Yes, you can. Now there's only three. And so in that sense, we will raid Freak Master. Because why not? If I want to send the Grand Blue people to a Grand Blue streamer, then we'll just send you guys over to the Freak Master then. But I'm going to put up stuff on the end screen, and then I'm going to say thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm sending you guys to the Catalina. But like I said, that is going to be it for me. We're going to be back tomorrow doing I honestly don't know what. And we honestly might just do more we honestly might just do more E33 as I try and kill the last couple bosses, honestly. So I'm honestly not fully sure what to do currently, so we might just end up doing that for Variety Thursday tomorrow, but we'll be back. For those of you guys who care about the fighting games, which I know is most of you, we are going to be back on Friday, where we'll be doing more Grand Blue as per usual. So until then, hope you guys have a good rest of your day, night, whatever time to you guys, because time zones, as always, are a weird thing. Until next time, I will talk to you guys later. Bye, guys. Also, love you, YouTube people. Thank you for making YouTube look like people want to watch me. Thank you, guys. Bye, guys.